Yeah, because that was a different
Yes.
different state at the time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That was still 5 years before the First World War.
Mhm,
That's
mhm,
right. Yes,
mhm.
yes.
But that nonetheless, they will have some historic, some celebration
Yeah.
of this moment, so
Yeah,
that
and in
people do
itself,
remember.
yeah, you can't object to that. I think in itself that is because that is still the official way it is being described in the whole of the United Nations. It was before the United Nations, of course. Then the League of Nations didn't even exist yet at that time. This was before all that, and that must be, how do you say that, in history that has its place. So it's a very good thing that IDPC suggested that they would like to take part in this and organize this.
Exactly. But what was the place in this this session of the NGOs? Were they influential?
That's very hard to say, really. A number of things happened already that, and also the official statements were really different from a number of years ago, and so there is change going on there in Vienna and in the whole of the United Nations drug control system, and so there is really change going on, and it's hard to know what caused which change, but in the larger picture is that certainly the change is going on, and you probably know there has been before the CND already the start of an NGO consultation program in 9 regions in the world. The world was divided in 9 regions. They all each had their own consultation. Their own consultation meeting, and that was organized by the Vienna NGO Committee, and the European one was in Budapest. Was it in December or in January? Well, short time ago, and there was one meeting at this CND where all the what happened at these different meetings was talked about, and that was the meeting where I had my clash with Costa.
Yeah, that was we will also put it on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
That verbal argument is quite. I mean, it's very illustrative of how the discussion is going.
Yeah, but it was really a surprise for me that Costa was opening up, that he was there in itself. Was something new. He had a lot of disdain, you could say, until now for his opponents, and wouldn't bother to react to what they said. But this was different. He really made an effort to be there, and even he claimed that he was willing to take questions, and then you know what happened. I tried then. Then I saw an opportunity to nail him down on this, because he doesn't want to answer questions on a number of things, and I had that experience already with him. So he's really an actor or a liar, or how you must call this. Not just a diplomat. He is one of the chief enforcers of drug prohibition, and he is totally behind this idea. Only he is smart enough to see that things are changing gradually, and he has to do something about this. And that's what I think is his plan with this text that is now going around.
Yeah,
so
which is
not official text, but this text about making the drug control system fit for purpose, or something like that.
Yes,
That's
yes,
his name.
yes.
There, that is for him to cover him also to the other side. So he has to be on good terms with, for instance, the organizations like Europe Against Drugs and European Cities Against Drugs, and the Americans, the Drug-Free America. Those were the people who applauded at this meeting after
those were the
Costa.
people.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that was obvious from where the sound of the applause came from. And other people were sitting really stunned by what happened and were silent. But the applause came from the drug-free groups, of course. And Costa has to keep up an image that he is reliable for them. And on the other hand, he has to show that he's not insensitive to all the criticisms of UNODC and the INCB. He's not responsible for INCB. That is of course, his position is not such that he can do that. The INCB is independent, but behind the scenes, of course, a lot is going on, and they're talking to INCB people that they really have to be more open and receptive for criticisms and things like that are going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, because his position is very contradictory if you look at his statements about the meeting they took in New Orleans and about who is a lunatic and who's taking drugs and and this
that was not clever of him
that was not clever.
To say that. No. And it seemed, what I didn't know is that already there was a sort of a diplomatic clash because of what he said in New Orleans. I don't know if you have found that, but
I was looking. That was a few months ago. They put something on YouTube, but I looked at some parts. Yeah,
I have not. But this was new for me. That in New Orleans, I was there, of course, and there he said. After I put this question to him the first time, he said, we mustn't act as if Holland is the good guy in Europe and you produce all the amphetamine or the methamphetamine and you poison Europe. And this later came to the attention of the Dutch embassy, I think in Washington, or in some way it came to the attention of the Dutch government, and they protested. And he has written a letter to apologize for this, but that has not been public. Only he mentioned it himself now, in a way. In his first reaction in this NGO forum was about that diplomatic problem. And so now he has a problem with the DPA and Ethan Nadelman's organization. They invited him to New Orleans, and officially it was all very friendly and how brave it was of him to come there. And then here at the CND, he starts to insult them all and say that they were all lunatics, or of the 1,200 people, only 200 where you could talk, you could have a discussion with, something like that. Yeah.
Mr. Polak,
yeah.
So what do you think, is this just a game by Mr. Costa? But okay, he's not a prime figure here, he's just trying to probably calm the moods of everyone from the United States, from anti-prohibitionists to prohibitionists. But do you think in the next period there will be a different approach to drugs from an international level?
Well, I can say a few things about this.